There you go. It's on. It's on.
I know the mic's been on.
Oh, actually, you want to turn off that. That's fine. Just leave.
Next is Acme Speech Mobile, Bob Bova. Technical job. Thank you.
Thanks for putting them to sleep for me. I really appreciate it.
Got it.
I want to thank Zebra for having this event. Thank you very much. Like for all you coming. Thank you. It's great. We voice enable the Zebra devices. We are an edge-based voice technology. Who knows what Vocalect is? Raise your hand. Who has a customer that likes it? Perfect. What we do is we voice enable the applications in the warehouse, outside the four walls, inside the four walls, on mobile devices. And we're optimized for Android. And with the new WS60, I have one in the lab. We're voice enabling that bad boy right now. People are going to be able to wear it and talk to it. We voice enable picking, receiving, shipping, all with a single license on the device. It's very inexpensive. You want to kill Honeywell? You want to get them out of your account? You want Vocalect to die? I'm with you. That is my life's mission, to get people off that old, tired, expensive, hard to maintain, never make changes platform. Can't update your WMS. It sucks. We all get it, but they've been in for so long that nobody knows what to do. I know what to do. All right. When you sell your new Zebra hardware into these accounts, you can voice enable all their applications with a single license. We go from signature to production in 5 weeks. That's right, 5 weeks. Okay. In addition to that, we can put together a plan so that they can move over. But the thing that the operations folks love the best, they can roll out 1 device at a time. They can roll out 3 devices at a time. They can roll out however they want. They don't have to pull a big young Frankenstein switch and pull everybody over and have a big problem in the warehouse to teach people how to do voice directed picking. Okay, you can roll it out any way you want. That takes a lot of the fear out of it for your customer. Right. So another thing that we do that's very, very different is we actually automate the application. So let's say, for instance, you're in a case picking implementation and you come upon 5 damaged cases. Right. What does Vocalect get? You don't do anything. Right. Now the person who's on the device will get out, they'll go to damage, they'll rescan, they'll put how many are damaged in, then they'll get out, and then they'll go back to where they were to start picking again, right? With voice automation, you can just say damage 5 cases and it does all that in the background and they keep going. That's what we do. Since we're an edge-based technology and we're on the device, we can take over that device, we can hit function keys, we can store barcode scans, we can take that information, put it on later, we can push return keys, we can all this stuff we do, and we save them so much money. The ROI happens like that, even with new equipment. And if you're an HD 4000 fan, boys and girls, we voice enable that too. That is now right out of the box with our product. You can voice enable that heads-up display with automation. You can show. We can go out to a URL. We can get images. We can do whatever you want. We can show whatever you want on those glasses in any of those applications too. Ready today, out of the box. I have customers using it. So one of the things, we have some wonderful customers, and let me just point out a few things. P&G, replacing Vocalect. IBM, replacing Vocalect. Oriental Trading, replacing Vocalect, right? They're getting rid of it. They don't want it. It's too expensive, right? And now Honeywell's coming in with the new Vocalect guys, and it costs even more. This new cloud-based, whatever they have that I don't know anyone who's using, costs a fortune, right? You want to sell these accounts, you want to get Honeywell out and sell beautiful, brand new Zebra devices in there, and you want to say, oh, by the way, while you're replacing those Android devices, we can add voice automation too. Oh, by the way, this problem you have in shipping, I can voice automate that. Picking, you bet. Case, no problem. Piece, let's start. Right? All that can be done on those devices, everything. So no middleware, no integration layer. I work with every WMS out there because I don't have to integrate with it. Everything I do is on the device. I don't have to worry about it. So that's why it's fast and it's very cost effective. We usually have an ROI, if it's software only, the ROI is usually 6 months or less. And we have a very, very detailed ROI calculator that you can take advantage of too. That's really it. See, Staylink's here. We are the voice partner for Staylink. Terrific product. We also work with all the other terminal emulator vendors too. We also work with thick clients. We work on iOS. We work on everything. So anything that your customer wants, you can actually put it in their warehouse in any hardware format that you want. So like, for instance, they want a Zebra ruggedized tablet on their forklifts, same thing. You want the new watch, same thing. You can pick exactly the right piece of hardware for your customers for whatever it is they're doing in that warehouse. And that voice client works on all of them exactly the same way. So you can deploy it any way you want, sell exactly the right amount of hardware, exactly the type of hardware that you need so that your customer really is the beneficiary. You want to know more about this? You want to help me kill Vocalect? Come see me. Oh, by the way, I wore my Zebra socks. Nice.
Thank you, sir. Motion. Paul Reebok. Hey, Paul.
Hey, thanks for inviting me out. Appreciate it. So we got acquired. We're now by Absolute. So I got my new gear on, right? Anyone known that motion in the group audience before? All new? You guys know us? Awesome. So we're 100% channel. I run the North America sales team. The folks that have been speaking to you already, we're probably hitting the same accounts in different places. The uniqueness of the software, it's just some big customers, right? The UPSs, the Deltas of the world, these healthcare companies. What we're doing that's kind of interesting is that client that sits on that device, Android, iOS, Mac, and Windows, gives you a tremendous amount of metrics. So you can manipulate data, packets, and get awareness, and gives you a 90-day history. So if you're trying to figure out what happened last Wednesday in the warehouse or in the field with that device, you can go back and see by zip or by meter, by application, by device, by login, what was happening to that device. The ROI from Delta is, or excuse me, from UPS is what took days to fix, takes minutes. So that's our real sweet spot. We are a security software component as well. So federal customers, the Army, three-letter agencies know us as well. And then our vertical success, healthcare, because of all the compliance and everyone working from home and the pandemic stuff has helped tremendously. For folks that work at home, trying to figure out how to help them survive having too many people on their same Wi-Fi network and dropping because your kids are gaming, going to school, you got folks there, great use case for us. Network operations and InfoSec is typically where we spend time with because those silos, those big institutions blame the device. It would never be a Zebra problem, right? Blame the ISV, the software, or blame the network. And we help them resolve those issues. So that helped us is a big, interesting spot for us. We are, again, 100% partner. So we are here to make you successful anywhere we can, right? I'm in one of the conference rooms here. If you're interested, I have a channel lead that will help you. This is all about making sure customers are successful. I've been with the company for 18 years since we got acquired. There's a reason I hang around. It's the post-sales environment. If we do this right, you'll see a 50% uptake in licenses when you do your initial deployment. Because the customers find other use cases for us. They like the console, they like the software, the support team answers the phone, they help them be successful. Those SLAs are published on our website. And that's why we got bought by Absolute. So we're being integrated into their product. So if you don't, has everyone heard of Absolute before this? Brand isn't as big. They're an OEM play with Windows machines. So they bought us for our Android and our iOS and Mac expertise. Right? So we know the Android ecosystem well. We've worked with any channel partner that can go through distribution can sell the software. So we're here to team with you. I think most of the solutions in this here are complementary, especially when you start talking through compliance and InfoSec. They really like the product. A ton of international certifications on it as well. So any NATO country can source the software, meet both military, consumer, and GDRP standards for security and compliance and anonymity. So we spend a lot of time with InfoSec. and I came out of the federal space before I joined the North America sales team. So I run that channel team, I run the team, excuse me, that are direct sellers. We only sell through channel. We're here to make anywhere we can each other be successful. If that's something you're interested in, come by, speak to me. I'm happy to make those introductions. And I'm gonna keep it brief so we keep this time moving. All right. Nice to meet you.
Next up. Oakland, Joe. Thank you, Dave.
Hey, everybody, I'm Joe Munson with ProClip, and I'm here today with our VP of Sales, Chris McLean. Thanks very much to the Zebra team for having us today. Like Drew at Newcastle, we are an IHV, and it's just good to be getting back out on the road and seeing people face to face. So we are also working with the BD team at ScanSource. Over the next few months, they're going to have probably 15, 20 road shows over the country. So we're going to be going to those, and I'm sure we'll be bumping into some of you guys at those. So ProClip is a mounting solutions company. So we're headquartered in Madison, Wisconsin. Our factory is in Sweden. We have many options for mounting many devices, mobile computers, data capture devices, printers, in many different places. On a wall, on a forklift, in a truck, in the medical cart, in the cockpit of a passenger airplane. Some of the verticals that we work in are warehouse, T&L, materials handling, healthcare, retail, and Zebra is by far our largest OEM partner. We make products for Zebra tablets, the L10, ET50, mobile computers, TC20s, 50s, 70s, TC8000, data capture, the Rhino scanner, DS3600, printers. And we're also working on something for the new RFD40, which I brought something with me. But what makes us different at ProClip is how we do business. So we're not going to go into a room like this or in a customer and say, hey, we're ProClip, this is what we've got, and you should buy it, and it's really great stuff. We lead by asking questions. We want to know, what's your problem? What is it that you're trying to do? Many times, the answer is very simple. I mean, it is a simple matter to take an ET50, mount it on a forklift in one of our cradles, hardwire it all the way to the power source on the forklift. But many times, it's not that simple. When you work with your VAR partner and eventually get to the end user, which is where we have the most success, when we get that end user on a phone call, or we get in a car or get on a plane and go see them and understand what their life is like. Understand how that ET50 or that TC70 is used, how it moves throughout the organization. And when we do that, that's when we come up with the best solutions. Most of the time, we can apply products that we've already got and put something together. But sometimes maybe we need to refine something that we've got, or maybe we need to come up with something brand new, do a whole new custom thing. So we'll get that device or buy one, send it to our factory in Sweden, get a prototype inside of a month, get it in the end user's hands and have it tested and taken care of. So that's how we're different. That to me personally is what's fun, because I don't feel like I'm selling stuff. I'm working with people like you to think about, what does this organization need? What does the end user need in their business process? And let's work together to get them fixed up. So thanks again for this opportunity. I'm really appreciate being able to meet fellow IHVs and ISVs and understand what you guys do. So in the conversation, when I'm talking to folks, if I can kind of understand what's going on, and hey, I might not be able to help you with this, but I know a guy, and I'll give you his number, and we'll get you taken care of. So thanks to all of you.
Next up. Doug McConnell.
Thanks, so. Morning, everyone. Doug McDonald here. I'm a director of technology in the office of the CTO at Extreme Networks. Our core business is network infrastructure. So why is the network infrastructure guy here? Well, I look after the alliances, strategic alliances, specifically for software. So we've been that traditional networking company. We've got 50,000 customers plus 81 countries. We're the third largest network infrastructure company. So after Cisco and HP, Extreme comes into the mix. We're trying to do things differently at Extreme. We're small enough, we're nimble enough to take a different approach. We believe that you shouldn't have to have a PhD in networking to be able to set up these networks and make them reliable. So I came out of the customer side. I recently joined Extreme. So a subject near and dear to my heart is that we really never, from the network perspective, know what's going on with the end user device, what's going on with that scanner, what's going on with that voice device. You can see, and I used to, as a customer, look out at the Extreme Networks and see all this great green graphs and these dashboards and all these great things. But what I didn't know when I came out of the healthcare side of the house, I've been in retail as well, manufacturing, but the clinicians were ready to come after me with torches and pitchforks, right? Because I didn't know that the handhelds weren't performing well. If you look at some recent statistics that Gartner just came out with, 85% of all mobile device issues are not reported at all. So that's when you get those escalation calls from the VP saying, hey, what's going on with this new technology that you rolled out for us? It's not working. Well, we didn't know it wasn't working. We're looking at dashboards that says it's working great, right? So what we're doing now with Zebra is really exciting, is we're bringing in the device level data into our network interface. So not only do we get that unique positioned ability to understand where your device is, what's happening, what the performance is from the network perspective, now we can see roaming, we can see RSSI, we can see voice quality, we can see all these great things. So we've teamed up with Zebra. We're using the Zebra Edge Insights API to bring that into our consoles. So you really get the 360 view of what's going on with all your devices in your infrastructure and where there may be problems. We GA this software. It's coming out in June, the end of June. So we've got a lot of announcements and fun things coming with this capability. But we're really centric on how do we make the end customer lives easier? How do we avoid the finger pointing of IT? How do we get to that point where we can look at the network and get notifications, or even in the future self-heal potential network issues, so we don't have to have people calling the help desk? So we really have three phases: onboarding and visibility. Traditional networking, you see IP address, you see MAC address. We have the ability to see that this is a TC series device. It's got this battery life. It's in this store. It's in this location of the warehouse. It's got this performance and all those great things with it. We take the network capabilities and put them with the device level. Now we've got a knowledge set. Now we can start to notify you. We can start to tell you things are happening that should be happening. You start to get more proactive and hang up those fire hoses. The next step, and we've got a whole team of data scientists out of Ireland that are working on the intelligence phase. So now that we have all this data, all this AI baseline, how do we make the network more intelligent? So I can do a lot of things with the network. I can self-heal, I can turn power up, I can change different things. We'll start with training wheels, of course, but where we want to be, our vision is we want to be to a point where the network can fix itself. And if it can't fix itself, what's the mean time to innocence? Who's responsible? Is it the device? Is it transport? Is it network? Is it wireless? How do we get to that capability? And that's what I'm here to talk about. So from a partner perspective, we get revenue. It's software based. So if you have a fleet of devices out there already, it's just a software upsell, both from the Zebra and from the Extreme side. We've got tons of momentum from the customer side, especially sports and entertainment. We just started an additional 5-year contract with the NFL. We're the NFL wireless provider in analytics. We nailed NHL, Major League Baseball, NASCAR, all sorts of soccer clubs, and growing. So we've got a huge customer base in sports and entertainment. We're strong in healthcare, education, manufacturing. We've got a lot of verticals out there. So if you're looking for opportunities to get a little bit more intelligence, if you have the network side of the house or want to make recommendations there, or the capabilities to match up with one of our 50,000 customers that you may have in your infrastructure. Want to provide some additional visibility. Look forward to talking to you. Thank you very much.
Next up, Robert from Staley.
Thank you, Zebra, for having me. And thank you everyone for coming and watching this and listening to us talk about our portfolios and everything that we offer. Stay-Linked is probably, if you're in a warehouse at all, and if you're selling into a warehouse, you already know who Stay-Linked is. We are installed in, well, percentages there. There's 70% of warehouses that are out there, distribution centers, factories, manufacturing, all those still use terminal emulation as their normal go-to communication tool to do everything from SAP to Oracle to WMS, whatever it is, ERP. It's all through terminal emulation. That's where we focus on. We've been around for 20 plus years. We've been a partner and working with Zebra for probably that same amount of time. I mean, through different companies. And we get the worker doing their thing. So we're productivity, the worker on their MC93 or any device, keyless, key to device, doesn't matter, pulls up our application. They do their thing, they do their scanning, they do their pick, put aways and everything. That's what we do. And that's the bread and butter of our normal product. We do now, though, when the pandemic hit and we started innovating and doing new things, Zebra came to us last year and we said, hey, let's work together and develop something for all of the Scion Technologies customers that Zebra now is picking up and all that, because they bought Scion Technologies devices. Scion had their own form of term emulation, and it was Smart Tech, or it was Tech Term, and those Scion customers don't always like changing their software. So they said, hey, Stay-Linked, can you help us out? So we came out with Smart Tech. We have Smart TE. I don't know if it's shown on here anywhere. I have flyers in the little breakout room. But Smart Tech is for those Scion Technologies customers who don't want to change their terminal emulation server. We have a solution for them. It's a Zebra product called Smart Tech. Zebra only can sell this, and it only works on certain Zebra devices, and it is made by Stay-Linked, and we can talk about that if we need to, if you're replacing old Scion devices. The next new product that we came out with just earlier this year, announced it at the Zebra SKO, was Evolve. Our Evolve platform is what allows the traditional side of a warehouse, your scanner, your worker, your printers and those things, to now work with the other half of the warehouse that's growing exponentially every year, is the automation side. So there's a lot of guys with speech and a lot of guys with wireless and a lot of guys with fetch robots and heads-up displays and WS50s and all these new cool things. You got to have some way to link them together with the worker doing his thing, right? Like someone's mentioned earlier, you don't want to keep shelling out a lot of money for these big WES systems to come in and tell the customer how to do things, but the customer probably already has their own way of doing their portfolio, their workflow. We want to enable that worker to be able to utilize any of the automation tools that are out there. So if it's a fetch robot coming up beside you and you put your stuff, scan it, and it goes away. If it's a heads-up display, if it's taking a picture with the mobile device of the damaged goods, you can talk to it, you can take pictures with it, you can do a lot of different things. The Evolve platform, which I can tell you guys one-on-one in the breakout sessions, is really empowering customers and those workers to take full advantage of all those new innovations, automations, IoT devices that are coming out, that people are hungry to try to, solve personnel problems or solve time crunch problems or whatever it is. We offer a solution to be able to link those into the existing workflow if they're a Telnet customer. So that's kind of, I know we've had a lot of shared customers with everybody else that's been up here before. Medline is one of our big ones. All you see it through here as well. We're everywhere. I mean, we could fill up pages and pages of customers that we work with Zebra because we're in a lot of warehouses. Everything from the small and pop shops, 5 devices or whatever, doesn't matter, to the big giant big boys that are out there. I'm here. I'll be happy to talk with you guys and teach any of you more about Evolve, Smart Tech, or our Smart TE, which is our bread and butter regular product that we have. We do modernization and we pretty much get from nothing to up and going in just a few hours. So if you're ever interested in visiting a customer and you want to show them a proof of concept real quick, we can walk you through how to do that. Take in something as small as a little Raspberry Pi or something, plug it into the network, get it up and going, and literally you have some Zebra device, doesn't even matter what device it is, and show them this is what you can do, scan, this is how productive you can be. So all that's very simple. So give me a call, give me a message, a shout, and I'd be happy to talk to you and work with you. So, thanks, Scott.
Great. So just a couple of last announcements. Thank you all for listening for the last hour of presentations. So everyone has an agenda, you just don't have it in front of you. So as you guys walk out of the room, please pick up your company's agenda. So there's going to be one agenda per organization. And then you're going to go to the individual rooms that you're scheduled for. So in this room, you will have ProClip and Newcastle. Okay. And then you'll have Blue Fletch and AccuSpeech in that corner. And then all along the line, you'll have all the rest of the organizations. At the breakout room where you guys picked up coffee and breakfast, for those of you who had some breakfast. Lifesaver will be there, and right next to them will be Help Lightning. Okay. So I think that's it. I think we're going to go off now and do the breakout rooms. So please either find Teresa or Kate, and they'll help you get your company's schedule for the next part of the day.
I have one quick announcement. All the zebras in the room, each zebra is going to have to join a different ISV session as well. So that way we can all.
So you take- yeah.
learn too.
Yes, please, Zebras, pick a room, visit with our ISVs. Thank you.
And there's water in the refrigerator. If you guys are thirsty, there's water in the refrigerator.
Yeah, but when you looked at the.